is grade 2.
Okay.
Okay, and she also found ductal carcinoma in situ, and the grade of the ductal carcinoma in situ was grade 3. Okay, what's the meaning of that? So in the breast, let's say this is your breast, okay? Your nipple and your breast. So you have here glands, right?
Right.
And those glands produce milk. That's why you have breast. And that's when you're pregnant.
Yeah, I breastfed my daughter.
Da-da-da-da. And eventually you form bigger dogs and the milk goes out, right?
Okay.
Right. So if we magnify these dots, you have different layers, okay? So this is the most superficial layer, and then you get other layer that's a little bit deeper, and other layer that's a little bit deeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when the cancer is only in the first layer, let's say this cancer cell, okay, when it's just in the most superficial layer of that duct, that's called ductal carcinoma inside. So it's very superficial. It's what we call stage 0, because it's very superficial. When the cancer cells get into the second layer, deeper, that is already an invasive ductal carcinoma. That's why in this report says invasive ductal carcinoma, which is this one. These cells already have cancer, but you also have the ductal carcinoma inside. So in one part of the breast, you have just one superficial ductal carcinoma inside, but in other part of the breast, you have already the invasive ductal carcinoma. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so she took a biopsy of this and found the ductal carcinoma in situ, and she took a biopsy of this and you found the IDC. And they are close one to the other. Actually, she said in her report that approximately 4 millimeters of separation between the two abnormalities. So between this mass and this mass, there are 4 millimeters, which is like this. So most likely the surgeon is going to be able to take this out, just with a lumpectomy. So what's the problem? The problem is that when they run the test for what type of breast cancer you have, so breast cancer comes in different types. You see? Stage, grade, and type are different things.
Oh.
So for you to know the stage, you need the full body scans.
Mm-hmm.
For you to know that's the grade, you do the biopsies, which I already told you. And for you to know the type, you know these markers, which are the estrogen receptor, progesterone receptor, HER2, and the K67. Because there are different subtypes of breast cancer. You can be ER positive, HER2 negative. You can be ER negative, HER2 negative. You can be ER positive, HER2 positive. You can be ER negative, HER2 positive. And there are subtypes actually. You can be triple negative, triple positive. There are a lot of combinations, right? When they did the markers on your breast cancer, you are estrogen receptor positive, progesterone receptor positive, and the HER2 was equivocal under the microscope. So they ran an additional test that is called HER2 FISH, which is the right thing to do. And the HER2 FISH, which is a more sensitive test for HER2, came back positive. So you have what we call a triple positive breast cancer. The most common breast cancer is estrogen receptor positive, HER2 negative. That's the common breast cancer. The one
all
that
positive.
they're all positive. That's more rare. Okay? It's just rare.
Okay.
The treatment for that is a little bit different than the standard common breast cancer, because the standard normal common breast cancer, the first thing we do is we remove the tumor with surgery. And after we remove the tumor with surgery, we run a test in the tumor to see if you need chemo or you don't need chemo. And after that, you take a pill, which is an anti-hormonal therapy for 5 years at least. When you have the HER2 positive, we don't do the surgery first. We do chemo with target therapy first for 2 reasons. To shrink the tumor as much as possible and to prevent the tumor to spread out. because the HER2 positive breast cancer has a higher chance of spreading. So time is important. It's
I
important
just want to take my
control.
breast off.
You will do whatever you want, but I'm going to tell you what is supposed to be done.
Okay.
So when the patients have the HER2 positive, the standard of care is to give them the treatment first to prevent the tumor to spread before the surgery, and to shrink the tumor as much as possible, so when the surgeon take it out, there's a higher chance of removing all the tumor out. You see, because the issue with the HER2, the surgeon is only going to operate what she can see, you see, and what the ultrasound and mammogram shows her. But she doesn't have microscopes in the eyes. So this is your breast. You already know that you have a lesion here, that is a ductal carcinoma inside, and the other one is a little bit bigger here. Okay, these are your breasts, right? It's in the right side. So this is 12 o'clock. I already told you it's 12 o'clock, right, in the upper part. So when the patient have ER positive, HER2 negative, which is the common one, usually the doctors just do a lumpectomy here and that's it. But in HER2, there's a higher chance that you have other smaller cancer cells around that you cannot see. So they are so small that the ultrasound doesn't show them, the mammogram doesn't show them, and the surgeon cannot see it, but they are here. You see, so if the surgeon takes the tumor out like it's a normal ER positive, HER2 negative breast cancer, you will miss some cells. And that's why we always give the chemo with the target therapy before, because you want to kill these cells before the surgeon takes these large, obvious, measurable tumors out. Because if you leave this behind, eventually they will grow. And you will have a recurrence of the HER2 breast cancer, which we don't want. That's why you give it first. And just to prove my point, because I knew you were going to say that, I printed you the NCCN guidelines. The NCCN guidelines are the National Comprehensive Cancer Network guidelines. This is the latest version. These are the recommendations of the top 15 experts of each tumor in the United States. So the most highly trained specialists in each type of tumor write these guidelines for everybody in the United States. What you have is what we call a PT1, PN0. So it's T1 because your tumor is 17 millimeters, so it's small. There are no lymph nodes in the test that Dr. Shah did, so it's an N0. But the tumor is more than 1 centimeter because she said that your tumor was 17 millimeters. I know this is a lot of information, but I just need you to know this thing. You see, this is a mammogram that you had on September 1st. They say that the largest component measures 17 by 13 by 12 millimeters. That's 1.7 centimeters. So it's 1.7. If it's more than 1 centimeter and you're 1.7, you do this. What is this? Adjuvant chemo with trastuzumab and endocrine therapy. See, follow-up is 17.
So is it radiation and chemo together, or?
Radiation is after the surgery. Don't even think about radiation yet. First, you need to take care of this systemically because you need to prevent that tumor to get into your bloodstream. If the tumor gets into your bloodstream, that's stage 4. You don't want that. And that's why you need systemic treatment. You need the treatment in your veins running so you can kill any cell that's trying to get into the bloodstream. If you kill those cells before they spread, you will get cured. If you don't do that and you just take it out, but you don't clear your bloodstream, it will be back. That's why we do that. These are all the therapeutic options that we have to give you. Paclitaxel trastuzumab, docetaxel carboplatin trastuzumab, docetaxel carboplatin trastuzumab perjeta. This is the best one. How I know it's the best one? I already marked what you need. Just you can keep this. Because the two treatments that are the last part, those are monoclonal antibodies. So what's HER2? Because you have a HER2 positive breast cancer. A HER2, let's say this is your cancer cell, okay? A HER2 is a receptor, it's a protein that is in the surface of the cancer cells, okay? The cancer cells use those receptors to be able to contaminate other cells. That's the way that they catch other cells. They are like little hands. You see, that's how they grab another cell and give them cancer. So those two drugs, what they do is they knock out those cells, the hands of those receptors. So they don't have hands, so they cannot grab anybody. You see, that's how you prevent them to go outside and get into other tissue, your lung, your bones, your liver. They cannot get into other tissue because they don't have hands. And that's how you knock them down. And that's why it's important to do it even before you go to the surgery. Because when they did a very large study around 5 years ago, and they compared patients that had chemo first with the immunotherapy and then got surgery versus patients that had surgery and then got immunotherapy, and these patients did much better. So that's why we recommend that.
So even though she wants to take a breast off,
Chemo before.
you still have to do it to clear out the rest.
You should do that. That's the standard of care for the reason I just mentioned.
Now, my mother lives in Ocala. I would like to have all this done up there. Is there,
Yeah, sure. We have a clinic there. We have very good doctors there. Dr. Patel, Dr. Acevedo, there are a lot of good doctors
because
there.
she's going to be taking care of me.
That's perfect. That's fine.
Okay. So chemo and then go from there.
When are you planning to go? First, you need to, well, obviously that's not the standard of care, but remember that we need to stage you first, right?
Yeah.
We didn't get the scans.
Yeah,
So I'm going to order the scans. They can be, usually they get done in 3-4 days. It's fast. You get the staging scans. Once you have the scan, the doctor that will see you there will tell you what's your stage. It looks that you have a stage 1A because it's just limited there. There are no limits here. I just need the scans to prove, you know, because my job is not to guess. My job is to prove. Be sure that I am 100% sure what I'm doing. For that, I need the scans. If the scans are negative, you have a stage 1A. Even if you're early stage, because stage 1A, you still need the treatment before the surgery for the reasons I told you. That's why they are in the guidelines.
I want the hands taken off.
You want that treatment, you get that treatment after we shrink that tumor and it goes away, because in actually most cases the treatment is so good that the tumor goes away completely. Even if it goes away completely, you still need to take it out. You see, because obviously the scan has a limit. The scan can only catch things that are 4 millimeters or bigger. But in 4 millimeters, you can have millions of cancer cells. And that's why the surgeon, even with the negative scan after the chemotherapy, needs to take that piece out at least. And that's why Dr. Shah put a clip. She told you, right? That she put a clip there?
Yeah, there's a clip in there.
Yeah, she put a clip because she needed to mark the area where the tumor is, because she knows that with a neoadjuvant chemo, with a treatment before the surgery, most likely the tumor will melt away. She needs to mark the area so the surgeon, when he or she gets in to take it out, he will know where was the tumor, so she can take it out. That's why the clip is there.
Okay, so I set up the scan here, and then I can go up to my mother's.
Yep, I'm going to pull the order for the scans now, and as soon as you get the scans,
then I can go up
You
to
got
my
to-
mom.
Ocala.
Are you going to wait till 6 weeks till you heal with your
No.
hernia? You're not waiting?
Well, that you should heal fast from that. That's why I asked you if the doctor cleared you from that.
It's infected right now.
But it should get fine in a week.
Okay.
Let me take a look.
My boo-boo?
So,
I want to see your first your belly.
so you recommend the chemo right away?
And
As
as
soon as
soon as you
possible.
heal from that infection, you need to
Okay. You got it? All right.
No, okay.
So you're definitely wanting to take it off?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
Yes.
All both of them? Okay.
Yes.
The surgeon will discuss that with you. First, get your systemic treatment, because that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Every day that you have the cancer inside your body, so that it can spread.
Okay.
And that's why it's important to start the treatment soon.
Okay.
Does the scan take place here?
There's one in Lake Mary, there's one in the lab.
Okay.
The one that can do it faster, that's really what it is.
All right. Want me to go leave?
No.
You sure? Okay.
Let me check your belly first.
All right. I want her to get out of the room if she didn't feel comfortable.
No.
We sisters.
I put this under your head.
Oh.
And
What is this?
Her coffee.
Oh, that's my coffee. I'm sorry.
I thought it was wrong.
You don't drink coffee?
I try not to.
That's good.
I mean, I like it, but you get dependent on that. So you stop taking it or drinking it, you feel tired. I don't like to.
Yeah, you're right. I only drink 1 cup in the
When I
morning,
drink like not even a full cup, I drink.
but still, we should just drink a glass of water.
I only drink coffee after being on call. If I'm on call and I didn't have a good night, then
Yeah.
I drink something in the morning. To wake up. Alright. Let's see. Well, let me go this way. So it was a large hernia?
Yes.
And you picked this month to take it out because what? It was hurting you?
Yes.
For how long you had a hernia?
Years. Took care of my dad.
And her mom.
My mom.
Who's your primary care?
Covita. I see Cantamini's in there. And I see Miss Spencer.
That's nice people.
Yeah, very nice.
My mom goes there too. Dr. Broom. It's bleeding. I see a little blood on it.
You see how hard it is?
Yeah. You still have a hematoma here.
I think so.
Yes, yeah.
Jeez.
It'll explode one day. Nah, it's going to reabsorb it. Pretty big, huh?
I just started the antibiotic last night.
When is she going to see you again?
October 4th.
It's just a hematoma here, but you want to be sure that the blood doesn't get infected. So take the antibiotic. Actually, I'm going to give you something a little bit stronger than that.
Okay.
So you can take it for 10 days.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Continue taking that one or just take yours?
No, I'm going to send one to your pharmacy now. Just take that one twice
Okay.
a day until you're done.
Thank you, though.
I'm glad you looked at it.
I'm going to send my nurse to help you put this. You know what's this, huh? It's like a cape, because I need to examine it.
Yeah, okay.
Give me 1 second.
Michelle, you can stay in.